Let's talk about MAGA Minaj. So it should go without saying that after she went and decided to thumb her nose at the one group of people that was maintaining their loyalty, and we still got some of them out here who's in the damn cult, they ain't no helping y'all. But shout out to some of the people that did unplug themselves in the Matrix. Even one of my friends who was a hardcore Barb, and I know quite a few Barbs, but one of my friends was a hardcore Barb was like, "Can you please like give us a little grace in regards because it's like they have their 5 stages. We got the grief situation where it's just like let people go through their grieving period, let people figure out, um, I'm well. Here's the thing: when we talk about sassy, that is a queer term, and I know a lot of y'all be trying to use that as a derogatory term, but it's not. Let's not do that because sassy, all these words that comes from us. So, um, what's wrong with being he's flamboyant, he's feminine. That's a part of who he is, and that should not be seen as a negative. So, and I love the fact that people be out here talking about no shade and read and all these other terms that comes from the community, it comes from the ballroom community, it comes from the queer community. And a lot of y'all be out here trying to use that as a slight, and it's not a slight, it's our terminologies. So anyway, to get back into this whole thing about MAGA Minaj, so yeah, I will offer y'all grace for a minute. Then then that's it is what it is. So I get it. Those who are going through the grieving period where it's like somebody who they put on such a high pedestal, which I always tell y'all, stop putting these damn celebrities on such a high pedestal because they're human beings at the end of the day. But I understand why people are mad at Nikki because the fact of the matter is she purposely positioned herself to be in a way where she pandered to the queer audience, lying about being bisexual and all this other stuff. It was, oh, I love bad bitches and all this other stuff, and wasn't really correcting people because I think what is it? Did she do an interview with Corey LeRae online or like it was a conversation piece where she was asking her if she into girls or she bi or whatever the case is, and she was even playing it up in that whole situation. But we ain't never, and I'm not saying that y'all gotta prove y'all because I hate this stereotype where y'all think, oh, you gay? I need you to prove it. Put your ding-a-ling in his mouth or make out with him or whatever. I do see a lot of stuff like that, and I don't want to get like that with her because I ain't never seen her out here with no girl. So, um, that was like my overall issue when it felt like it's pandering, and a lot of that happens with our community. But I'm not gonna inside. I'm gonna go in on her, and I'm gonna go in on a lot of you Pride event people too, because y'all are the problem in a lot of this situation as well. So now the gays is mad. So y'all was real quiet when it came to that PDF stuff with her husband and her damn brother. But this is where y'all draw the line because she betrayed the community that y'all felt like in a way, y'all did prop up her career. She was going to the gay clubs where she performed in Atlanta for Pride. Um, and she did what was it, an event where there was like a drag show she went to, and I think the Delia party, Jiggly Caliente was performing her music or whatever there. So she has pandered in a lot of this space. And now she coming out being a MAGA supporter, and everybody's upset. So there was this story that came out, which I'm like, why is everybody running with this story? Because I don't know if it's 110% true. Yeah, it was in the major trades running with this story. The fact that they said she lost around 10 million followers on Instagram. Didn't I just do a story a couple of days ago that what was it? When it was the whole thing about Kim Petras and who was the other one? It was Kim Petras and Charlie XCX had allegedly clapped back at Nicki Minaj, where Kim Petras said what she said online in regards to the whole anti-trans stuff that was coming out of Nicki Minaj's mouth. And that was just in the social media post. This is before she went over there to Turning Points USA, which I got that clip of Erica Griffin ass Kirk's husband saying what he said about Nicki. And we're gonna get into that in a second. Because apparently she got amnesia. And the thing that she went and said on one of her shows about Melania. But all of a sudden she loved Trump. Okay. That's why I love social media. Social media, y'all be thinking that y'all say stuff and it don't stick. It don't be out here for us to do the research and bring it back and show y'all. But this is what you said though. So now what changed all of a sudden? Because you need something. So yeah, so of course the TPUSA, as we like to call it, because I ain't saying the term, but all that other crap, it sparked backlash and online claims, but there's no evidence that she lost 10 million followers despite her Instagram now being inactive because she deactivated back in October. But everybody's running around with this narrative that she lost 10 million followers. So at what point did she lose the 10 million followers? Because y'all making it seem like after what she said with the turning point thing, that's when she lost all these followers. But I'm like, if you've been an active on Instagram, because she's been more active on Twitter than any other social media situation. So even the mainstream people running around with this narrative, y'all should have been out here doing the research before y'all jumped on that situation. So I just want to get that out of the way. Well, I'm not necessarily buying that. But now it's like, yeah, once she went after and threw shade at the white gays, which, yes, yes, we have the black queens, whatever that was coming out here supporting. I did work her Pink Friday 2 tour, the last one she did. So there's a mixture of the white queers was up in there as well as the black queers and women. And she threw shade at the queer community and black women, telling black women to stop coming after white girls to make y'all selves feel better. I'm like, what in the step and fetch it is this bitch talking about? You out here tap dancing harder than Kanye with all this mess. So now the white gays have been like, oh, we done with her. And you already know they have significantly more power than the black gays. So once they turn their back, and we've seen the drag queens and stuff out here, even some of the drag race girls, and I'm gonna get into some of their comments in a minute, they've come out and said the things that they've said where they're turning their back. So yeah, she's getting a lot of backlash. The hip hop people are coming after her. Nightlife spaces saying they don't want y'all playing her music. And even a Pride event is saying that they want y'all to blacklist her. But I'm like, when the last time Nicki Minaj showed up at a Pride event? She did that one time, like 7, 8, maybe 10 years ago in Atlanta. What was it? 2011, I believe, was when she did that. I might be wrong on the date, but it was a while ago. So, one chatter suggests some DJs have quietly pulled back on spinning her records in clubs. DJ people fan out. I may have to hit y'all up and be like, has it been and promoters that I know is like, has the chatter slowed down? Have y'all been playing less of her music? Although I did just watch a reaction video of someone doing Madonna's videos from her Rebel Heart era, which was Ghost Town, Bitch I'm Madonna, and Nicki is in that song. But that could be a timing thing because he probably recorded that before he uploaded it. So it is what it is before this controversy. So yeah, then it said that others argue her recent releases have struggled to cut through culturally. Yeah, because I don't know if any of the clubs are really playing anything from Pink Friday 2. But her old stuff, like Super Bass and all that stuff, that's always going to get club play. But it is interesting to know, like now, I mean, like I said, I'm going to have to hit up my drag queen friends who and a lot of the nightlife girlies. If y'all are they still playing her music even after all of this? Now, several LGBTQ or sorry, Libidiqua owned venues are said to be responding quietly, avoiding public statements while making internal changes. Well, silence is deadly, as I always say. Now, for many fans, the issue runs deeper than playlists. Some describe a sense of betrayal, arguing Minaj once used coded language, imagery, and alliances that suggested solidarity with queer communities. That history makes her current positioning feel sharper by contrast. So one person said this, and this is what I agree. Hold on, because I may have to. I want to bring this up so y'all could see this post. Because I was like, oh, I should have brought this up earlier. And I forgot. But they like putting her head on Donald Trump's why y'all be doing that. Um it's like when you gotta create stuff off rip. But I'm fast. Hold on. I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. It's coming, it's coming. Okay, so where is it? Okay, so this one. This is the one I was like, so they went and put the following thing. So say Lil Shad wrote this. Nikki didn't earn gay men's loyalty through advocacy or allyship. She was crowned a gay icon, because some homosexual men wanted to be her and live out their mean girl fantasy. Powerful, excessive, feminine, untouchable, and rude. That's projection, not solidarity. That's fandom, not community work. And absolutely, because here's the thing, y'all put so much credit behind that woman, but at what point has she ever advocated for the community in a way of like a Madonna, who Madonna has always been out advocating for the gays long before it was chic to do it, and her going to ballrooms? I mean, like not ballrooms, to balls, judging balls and everything, even injected that into her celebration tour, and constantly doing work within the LGBTQ plus community, raising money, doing pride events, that sort of thing. Same thing with Lady Gaga, building regardless of how you feel about her, Lady Gaga has the Born This Way Foundation, which specifically benefits queer youth. She also has been very vocal on her tours, even this current one, the Mayhem Ball, where she does a thing with paparazzi, which is for the trans community. And even when she gets out there for Born This Way, hypes up the gays. So she's even got her own anthem for the gays, regardless of how you feel about it. And I've said the things that I've said, but when we talk about advocacy, this is my version of what I consider being an advocate. There's been nothing that Nikki has done that has advocated for the queers. She's used y'all to her benefit, but that's not advocating, which is what a lot of these people that y'all like to put on this pedestal like to do. Because I've been saying for the longest, y'all need to be out here supporting actual queer talent that makes music for us, by us, and stop giving all this energy to these cisgender women who will take y'all money, but be calling y'all all kinds of sissies, punks, and rhymes with maggots behind the scenes that y'all not hearing. Or when they actually come out and say anti-queer stuff on record, be it in an interview, a conservative channel, whatever the case is, then y'all disappointed. Gloria Gaynor, recently with the Kennedy Center honors, which don't even get me started on Trump and the Kennedy thing, where people was pulling out and doing stuff for that out of protest because he wanted to put his name on the monument. And then who else? Donna Summer. And that whole situation, those rumors that was going on with her. And we've seen this happen time and time and time and time again. You put so much credence behind these divas, and then when they show their ass and show y'all, because when you rich, all of a sudden they decide to jump and become more conservative in their beliefs, then y'all are disappointed. But then when you actually have queer people out here creating music and creating artistry and all these other things, y'all pay them dust, especially if they're a person of color. Now, critics have also accused Minaj of antagonism towards Black women, immigrants, and queer people, which we all saw in the Breaking Points thing that it was. Those claims dominate online discourse. Comparisons have surfaced to artists, two-hit wonders like I call them Kid Rock, who faced similar accusations of benefiting from hip hop culture before embracing politics seen as hostile to it because he couldn't no longer benefit off of hip hop. Even got a half-Black child. Well, Masters apparently had black children too, and that's what he was given. Now Minaj has not publicly addressed the criticism because everybody got their damn discourses, so she probably going to lay low because everybody's windmilling from. She getting all the windmills from all sides. Now, few observers expect an apology tour. Many believe she understands the stakes and is choosing her lane, and that's why I said you can believe whatever you want. And people have allowed to have their opinion and their political choices. You're absolutely right. She's allowed to have to choose which side she wants to go on. But remember, once you make that choice, and to me, it's you're 2000 and late with the choice. Because while you jumping on the MAGA bandwagon, other people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Nancy Mace, and so many others are jumping off the Titanic. She jumping on it. Trump is losing MAGA. Trump is losing the young man's vote because of all the things that's going on politically. While he's busy over there bombing Nigeria in the name of Christianity, which happened yesterday on Christmas. Merry Christmas. I'm going to kill people over there in Nigeria. That's what I'm going to do. That man is worse than Satan. Anyway, I've never known, but people love the evilness, apparently. I don't know. Have them price of eggs dropped? And so not only on and all that, they have now we have a UK Pride organization um telling people to go around and boycott uh Nicki Minaj because of her support of Trump or whatever. It's like you can support whatever you want. If you want to decide to take a political stance, then that's great. But there needs to be a reasoning behind why you decided to change and turn a new leaf and why you decided to go this way. That's all I want. Is like, what's the reason behind this? What is the end game? But to me, it's like when she got up there and was talking to Erica Kirk and everything, and she was speaking real slow because she wanted to follow the script or whatever, she was saying a bunch of nothing. And when you out here trying to act like you so highly intelligent, and I'm sitting there delivering a bunch of damn word salad, and I'm like, huh? Then I can't get behind you because you just showing how dumb you are. Now, during the conversation, they said the 12-time Grammy nominee, that's a read because she never won one. Also doubled down on her opposition to Governor of California, where she went in on Gavin Newsom and said, "Boys be boys. It's okay to be boys. There's nothing wrong with being a boy." How powerful is that? How profound is that? To me, when you say that, people look at that as a transphobic dog whistle because you're saying that boys need to love being boys. There's nothing wrong with being a boy. Who said there was anything wrong with being a boy? I love being a man. I like having a dick between my legs. But here's the thing, there's more to having a dick between me down there that makes you more than a man. Being kind to people, having empathy for people, loving on your neighbor and not wanting to spew hate or vitriol or whatever, that's what goes into being a man. Being a man is being comfortable in who you are, regardless of your affiliation, whatever the situation is. So I need you to be more specific. What does that mean? It's okay. Be boys. That's what she was saying with all of that. To me, it was a dog whistle, especially when you're supposed to be friends with T.S. Madison, who was real quiet about what she had to say in regards to the thing until you started saying this stuff about Christians and everything. She spoke out about that, but didn't speak out about the whole trans thing. And like I said, I'm not gonna rock with somebody who don't see it for me. Oh, you tolerate me? I don't need you to tolerate me. Your toleration is neither desired nor required. And then Monet Exchange, shout out to her. The drag queens was coming for her. So she said, imagine coming for trans people when your entire body is a billboard for gender affirming care. At Nicki Minaj. Imagine now. If that wasn't a read, I don't know what to tell you. Now Cynthia Lee Fontaine said, rest in hell, Nicki. Then we had this meme from Mariah, where Andy Cohen asked, can you say 3 nice things about Nicki Minaj? And Mariah was like, can you? That sounds like Mariah. Mariah's so damn shady. Now, there were some people that came out on Christmas Eve, and he actually responded. He said she knew. Now, taking to social media on December 24th, an account going by the name Pride UK Org called out the rapper and urged Levitical Plus venues to boycott Minaj. They said, please refrain from playing any Nicki Minaj music. She is not our friend. Hashtag boycott Nicki Minaj. Now, of course, this being Twitter, you already know the damn morons is going to come out and say what they going to say. Somebody said, you don't speak for all gay and trans people. Shut the fuck up. Well, you don't either. How about you shut the fuck up? And then I had to post one thing where it was like, shout out to Andrew Court over there. And this is from January 5th, 2022, where they said it was a new study. It says celebrity obsessed people are less intelligent. No shit, Sherlock. I just don't understand this obsession. I be coming on here and dismantling all the smoke and mirrors, but people get caught up in the shenanigans of it all, and that's fine. It's what it is, what it is. So they said, yeah, a new study boldly claims there is a direct association between celebrity worship and poorer performance on cognitive tests. A-listers, Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, and Brad Pitt have devoted fans. And then another person responded referencing the use of Elon Musk's Twitter platform and the purchase of a blue tick. And they said, yet you have a paid account on Elon Musk's Twitter. So you telling people to boycott. What they're saying is you coming across as a hypocrite because you telling people to boycott you're telling people to boycott Nicki Minaj over her opinion, her bigoted opinions on Black women and the queer community. But here you are on Elon Musk's Twitter with a blue check mark, which you probably paid for. So that's the thing. I refuse to get a blue check mark because, yeah, they want you to have to pay for that. I'm not giving him my money. And I use Twitter, and that's to promote my website and stuff. So I use it and I just throw it up on it. I don't engage with the people on there. Someone else said something saying this on a Republicans platform, LMAO. Damn, y'all are stupid. then another queen came up here calling themselves Larry the Barbie. Said, I'm gay. I will keep supporting and loving Nikki. And they said the music is too good for a boycott. You're on your own, especially since y'all can't seem to put down 212 and broke with expensive taste by Azealia. Who's y'all? I hate when y'all come out here and generalize it tomorrow. I'm like, who's y'all? Don't sit there and lump people and try to use other things as an excuse to benefit your standing behind somebody who, quiet as a kept, can barely stand behind themselves. So, and you already know what the history of Azealia Banks making derogatory remarks, and people do support her. But and look, no shade. but I even said this to a friend of mine. I was like, wait a minute, and I'm about to snitch on you, Monet, because when we went to that RuPaul's Drag Race premiere event thing, and you was DJing, why was you playing Azealia Banks? So if y'all don't come up here and talk about anti-queer this, that, and the third, why would you play her music on your DJ set? I'm just saying. So, and I have look. Let me just keep going. So then there was Heidi N Closet, because you already know Heidi N Closet was mad at Nikki during her, when she came on Drag Race. What was that, season 12, when she did the premiere? And look, y'all are shady because, we got Cardi B coming up in next week's episode of Drag Race during the premiere, because it comes out on the 2nd of January. We got the season 18 premiere. Cardi B is the premiere guest. And so Heidi N Closet, I guess, hasn't really liked Nikki. And she breaks it. They said, first of all, this was where I'm going to draw the line. Y'all pissed me off over there at Pink News. Y'all said the drag queen branded the singer or the rapper MAGA Minaj. No, I started using MAGA Minaj. I've been using that for over a month. Y'all just now jumping on the whole situation about Nikki. So now that MAGA Minaj has become this popularized word, now I'm noticing a lot of people using it. But I've been calling her MAGA Minaj or MAGA Barbie for the past month. So I guess because people are pretty much familiar with Heidi N Closet, y'all gonna give her that promotion. So she said this. She wrote, so it was more than just my hair and makeup you hated at Nicki Minaj. And she spelled then THEN. Nikki, being Miss Petty, literally putting her last name to good use, responded with then as in THAN, which that's how I be clapping back at some of y'all who need a speaking spell to know how to tell then, and then, or there, and there, or two, and two. T-O, T-O-O, T-W-O. A lot of y'all be using T-O for T-O-O when, and it's a whole situation. So I be coming up in there doing a whole grammar clapbacks. So I'm like, oh, she messy. She just as messy. But anyway, so before we get up off this, there's a couple of clips I want to play, because apparently she out here cooking hard for what's his name? For Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk and Trump and all the other stuff. But sis, do we need to remind you of this video? Please hold. And that's the one with Charlie Kirk throwing shade at Nicki Minaj. Oh, sorry, MAGA Minaj. Let's play that clip in case y'all need a reminder.
Right now, Black culture is being held captive by influences, songs, and role models. I mean, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is causing dads to leave the home.
Hold on a second. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old Black girls. I don't think that songs that are talking about like glorifying wet female genitalia is exactly, I don't know which one wrote that song. Which one was it?
I think it was Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But by the way, the role models of the 1940s and 50s for Black America were completely different.
So it is a representation issue.
Hold on a second. No, not representation. It's who do you get your art from? It's what values are they putting forward? It's the question of every day. For example, more times than not, Black politicians will lament the condition of America. It's systemically racist. It's terrible. What does that do to a 14-year-old Black kid if you just find that you hear that everything is rigged against you? Instead, they should be saying, hey, there might be some barriers, but if you believe in yourself enough, you can achieve in this country right now.
You know what I find funny is that when we have white people, a white man talking to a white girl about Black anything, like what? Why are you talking about who do you think would be culturally relevant for Black children to look up to? You're not Black. Also, you're a racist. So fuck out of here with that. Well, look, he ain't in the union no more, so it is what it is. But I did find this post funny. Somebody said the bride of Chucky watching this video and got a picture of Erica Kirk. Now, in regards to that, I also came across this from I Am Nikki Free. Shout out to her. He pretty much summed it up with what she had to say in regards to Nikki, and I definitely want y'all to hear this one. And I got one more after that, because I got one with Hope Giselle that really turned the party. And I was like, girl, I am with you all the way on this. So we're gonna play this MAGA makeover culture betrayal clip, and then we'll come back and talk. Please hold.
Minaj for a minute, y'all. She didn't just switch sides, she switched values. She switched loyalties. She switched on the very people who built her into a global icon. Because let's be crystal clear, her fame was not born in MAGA rooms. It wasn't built on Turning Point USA stages. It did not come from Trump's America. Her empire was built in Black spaces, in queer spaces, in communities that embraced her when mainstream America called her crude, classless, trashy, raunchy, and ghetto. And now she's tap dancing for the exact people who once despised her. Not because she grew, not because she thinks for herself, but because she saw a new lane to explore. This is about aligning with a political machine she thinks will shield her from criticism and consequence. She wants the illusion of power more than the reality of accountability. This is the celebrity tradition of using Black culture to rise, using queer culture to shine, then abandoning both when white conservative approval becomes more profitable. Nicki knows exactly who made her a superstar. Black girls who saw themselves in her hustle. Queer fans who built entire aesthetics around her music and persona. Communities who fought for her when mainstream America wanted absolutely nothing to do with her. And she repaid that loyalty by sitting beside people who legislate queer lives away, mock Black struggle, and cheer policies built on exclusion and cruelty. That is not confusion. That is cynical opportunism. Nicki Minaj wants the benefits of Blackness while cozying up to a movement built squarely on anti-Blackness. She wants the money and brilliance of queer fans while performing for people who demonize those same fans as immoral. She wants to be queen of the barbs while dancing in rooms full of people who believe her fan base is everything wrong with America. Nicki Minaj didn't just switch sides, she switched currencies. And the currency she gave up was us, Black people, queer people, the communities that carried her, crowned her, and kept her relevant long after the industry moved on. You cannot build your throne on Blackness and queerness, then run to MAGA and expect the kingdom to follow. Nicki Minaj now stands as a cautionary tale. What happens when an artist sells out her people for applause from the very crowd that once booed her? The same crowd that called her ghetto, called her too sexual, called her a bad influence, called her fans degenerates, called her entire aesthetic a threat to American values. And now suddenly she's MAGA's cultural trophy.
Right. Now, shout out to Nicki because, not Minaj, Nicki Free, because she clocked it. She clocked all her tea. And Nicki went from being the queen of rap to basically a step and fetch it with a 40-inch bundle. That's literally what she's at this point. And Nicki also went on to say, Nicki Minaj teaming up with MAGA is the wildest cultural betrayal I've seen in years. This ain't a pivot. It's a complete sellout. Watching her dance for the folks who used to clown her whole over-sexualized existence. Wow, just wow. And the people that clowned her over that is the woman that she sat next to, the husband of the woman that she sat next to. You know, Erica on her damn grifting tour, because you can't tell me this bitch ain't out here grifting with all the like, who goes and does a whole thing with pyro and stuff every time she coming out. So this whole situation with Turning Point, y'all, it's giving cult. Now, last but certainly not least, since we had Nikki come out and say what she said, let's go to someone in the trans community, not Tia's Madison, because she hasn't really given like a full-on video thing. My girl Hope Giselle had this to say about Nikki and this. Wait, hold on. It said your browser has lost connection to your screen. Y'all can hear me? I was like, I didn't lose the audio, whatever the case is, did I? I guess so far I don't seem like there's anything on, because I thought it said like something, I lost the audio. But anyway, let me play this clip for y'all. And okay, I'm about to chop you because you up in here talking about anyone who is LGBT. What the fuck are you even talking about? First, we talking about can be reborn in Christ. There's a lot of queer Christians out here. If y'all thinking that this shit that's going on with Turning Point USA is Christian and Christ-like, it's a cult. It's not even about Christ. And fuck out of here with that bullshit. So, I ain't got time for y'all with y'all fake Christian ideologies and all that. First of all, somebody who grew up Roman Catholic, I think I know a lot about Christianity and all this other shit because I was raised up in it. So I'm not dealing with this fake Christian bullshit that a lot of y'all, if y'all about to come up in here with that, y'all about to get blocked before I cuss you out. I'm gonna block you. But um anyway, so without further ado, because I decided to go, I was like, I don't want to lose focus. Let's get into what Hope Giselle had to say because she read her down to the ground. This is like the worst. I think she got sheathered part 2 after watching this clip earlier. But anyway, let me get into it, then we'll come back and talk. Please hold for our final time. Well, because now I'm saying I did ask y'all earlier, could y'all hear me? Hold on, let me check if the audio is good. Okay, the audio says good there. Hold on, let me close it out and try it again. Okay, y'all saying y'all can't hear it. Let me actually stop. Let me refresh. And let me know a final time if y'all can, because I don't know. Maybe I think it probably kicked out the situation, and I don't know. It caused like a whole audio situation. Let's try it one more time. Let me know in the comments if y'all can hear it. Um,
And crack. And on top of that, Nicki Minaj done lost her mind. She's definitely not misunderstood. She's understood perfectly. She sat on that Turning Point stage, which is a petting zoo for white grievances, and did exactly what the fuck they wanted her to do. She endorsed Trump. She took shots at the LGBT community and leaned into the dog whistle about boys being boys, knowing goddamn well that has only existed to excuse sexual violence. And she did it while carrying the water for the same men in her life who have been accused and convicted of rape and sexual assault. The same people that she spent years trying to erase like the victims were. But that's not irony. That is alignment. And she's done a great job at doing it the last couple of days. So stop acting shocked when these women telling us who they were for the longest time start doing exactly what the that they said that they were going to do, which is what the Bible said, in case y'all forgot that one. What changed is that she finally said it on stage, who were built by the same people that want her, the queer people that love her, and all the immigrants that she claims to care about, gone. And then the audacity to do that shit in front of a white supremacist ass who went on tour instead of mourning her husband. Baby, that is not bravery. That is buck dancing for approval. That is the black woman auditioning for whiteness by throwing other black women under the bus and smiling while you do it. Let's be even more honest, Nikki. You built your brand on the culture of queer people, ballroom aesthetics, gender play, femme access. All of that came from us. You made it profitable, and now you're using that same platform to side with people who want those very same folks legislated out of existence, and you're biting the hand that feeds you. But Barbs, let me go and talk to y'all real quick, because all the gay ones, yeah, I'm sick of you. You don't get to scream protect black women and then cape for a woman who protects rapists. You don't get to claim that queer love and all these things get to exist, but then excuse her transmisia because the beat slaps. You don't get to call this growth or free thought or she can mind the business that pays her, because this is politics, and politics are people's lives, and she has enough influence to change them. At this point, defending her is not fandom, it's consent to all of the violence that she's causing. And you've shown that you don't mind it because you like the music. She'll call it individuality while cosplaying oppression. She no longer cares who she stands with as long as she gets what she wants. So this is not to cancel her. This is consequence culture. It's the sound of people finally saying that they've been biting their tongues for years and now we're sick of it. Nikki didn't fall off. She sold out. And anybody still writing for her needs to ask themselves why celebrity loyalty feels more important than collective survival. Because until y'all can answer that for me, you, her, them pink wigs, and them tour, and whatever the she's releasing in these next couple of months, I hope it flops like she wants Carney to do, because I'll be at that tour. Hello, it's me. It's coke and crack.
I just wanted y'all to hear that last part because she said it's giving coke and crack. I'm like, damn, at the same time. Oh, shout out to Kyle Kalinske because he showed this video of Marco Rubio allegedly doing some booger sugar. Not literally doing it, but the signs was there. Like he was clearing the corner of his mouth and he was doing everything but sniffing. He rubbed the nose. He did this with the mouth. The eyes was looking crazy. It was like, well, he was doing that same shit. Don Jr. allegedly, probably the same brand of booger sugar. Probably that good Colombian shit. But anyway, shout out to Hope just because I feel like she said all that need to be said, and I don't think I need to add to it, except some of the comments where the one was like coke and crack together at the same time. Another person said, Hope is up because the one thing about Hope is she gonna give you a hard reality check, period. You were able to pull all of this in check real quick. Thank you. And I feel like she said all that need to be said. I did post this one with Lay on Me. And then another person said, that's not irony, that's alignment. And then Charles Smith said, Lil' Kim really saw it coming. There was a lot of people. Lil' Kim tried to tell you. Mariah tried to tell you during that whole American Idol era. It was a bunch of people. And other people said, and Nikki is a whole immigrant herself. She's not even a U.S. citizen. I swear her audacity knows no bounds. Oh, okay. So I feel like y'all pretty much got the point. I don't feel like I need to add any more to the whole situation. They said what they said. So shout out to Nikki, Free, and Hope Giselle because I feel like they pretty much summed it up, even though I was, I always got to add my stuff in and say what I need to say. But yeah, I mean, if y'all too obtuse to really, and y'all still going to try to, move the goalposts or bend yourselves into a whole origami type of situation or pretzel, whatever the hell you want to call it, to try to justify or make excuses for her behavior, there's no saving, or not even trying to save it. There's no getting through to you. Like, just go with what you go with, believe what you're going to believe, because ain't nobody going to change it otherwise. But here's the thing. When y'all finally get to come around, because I don't know where the bottom is for a lot of y'all that still want to ride behind a bitch that don't even see it for y'all in any kind of situation. Keep giving her y'all money. Keep supporting her bullshit while she continues to give a big fat F you and a finger to everything that y'all about. If y'all gonna continue to stay loyal to somebody who wouldn't spit on your ass if you was on fire, then you keep doing the whole step and fetch it, Samuel L. Jackson with Django Unchained tap dance, because there's no helping some of you coons. So let me know what you guys think of this long but necessarily nuanced story in the comments down below.